the dice. They are coming out. Are you shooting, sir? And here they go. On 11. It is. And here goes the dice. They are coming out. Are you shooting, sir? And here they go. On 11. It is. Betting 10. And here goes the dice. They are coming out. Are you shooting, sir?
It was an oasis. I mean, where could you go and find an oasis in the middle of the desert? And you did.
An oasis for bad behavior, your own bad behavior.
Las Vegas. 2 words, 1,000 possibilities. A neon jackpot oasis. A harem of forbidden desires. A city of mystery where nothing is ever what it seems. She was born a patch of desert sand, with little more to recommend her than the underground springs that nourished her earliest visitors. Thousands of Depression-era dam workers poured in to sample her wares, finding sensual secrets beneath her dusty surface. Then the lure of legal gambling brought a new breed of suitor to her doorstep.
The modern-day gangster is quite a different sort of person than they used to be during the 1920s. They have more money, they dress better, they try to travel in better society.
Well, no one got killed that wasn't supposed to be.
The world's most celebrated stars came to play in her sandbox.
I loved it when Elvis was at the Hilton and Sammy was at the Sands and Frank was at Caesars and Dean was at the Riv. The best entertainers in the world, bar none. And we were all friends.
She offered up deadly dangers and called them entertainment. Mobsters, billionaires, politicians, movie stars, gamblers and dreamers, they all sought to conquer Las Vegas, to reinvent themselves in her many-sided mirror.
Captain of the Britannia, ready, aim, fire!
The mob didn't create this place. Steve Wynn didn't create this place. Longing created this place. Fundamental human longing.
Uncover the hidden secrets of this sultry desert siren, where virtue and sin live side by side.
I will quote the infamous Benny Bugsy Siegel. He said to me, "Kid, Las Vegas turns women into men and men into idiots."
Her charms are famous worldwide. She's gorgeous, sexy, sultry, shady. She dresses in flashy finery and has a bright neon smile that disguises decades of sin. She is the Lady Las Vegas, the world's most original city. And the Vegas you think you know may not be the real Las Vegas after all.
2,000 years ago, Jesus went into the desert, and the devil came and offered him anything. And people have been looking for that devil in deserts ever since. You come to Las Vegas, and the promise is you can have anything. Any kind of sex you want, any kind of thrill you want, any kind of entertainment you want, any kind of anything.
Anything. It's the bait Las Vegas has dangled at the edge of the inhospitable desert that surrounds her for nearly a century. Now, as she approaches the millennium, more Americans are jumping for that bait than ever before. People are coming to Las Vegas, not in a steady stream as in decades past, but in droves. And they're not just dropping in for a weekend of gambling. They're moving here to stay. From 4,000 to 6,000 new residents flood in every month. And they push the population of this once obscure desert outpost well past the 1 million mark. They've made Las Vegas, of all places, the fastest growing city in America, perhaps the world.
All these people moving in and they found a utopia. Well, if they could stand 120 degrees during the summer, if that's utopia, then hell must be a utopia, you know. Could you see Satan say, "Come on down here, I've got casinos, I've got machines. We'll all gamble, we'll have a good time, it's hot," you know.
What is it that draws so many fortune seekers to the heat of the hostile desert? How on earth can Las Vegas, that legendary den of iniquity, have been named by Money magazine in 1995 as the 9th most livable city in the USA? It seems an impossible contradiction.
The Las Vegas most people visit is 5 miles long and 8 blocks wide. The rest of us live in a very different place, and it's much like any other town in the United States. After a while, you don't even hear the slot machines in the grocery stores anymore.
That's pioneer spirit. You know, that attitude that where can you go where you don't have an entrenched society, a social structure, a caste system. And that's Las Vegas.
The new Las Vegans come to take advantage of the low taxes and a reasonably priced housing market. But mostly, they come for the jobs. For Vegas is celebrating an unprecedented run of prosperity at a time when most other American cities are struggling for survival.
There are developments and construction that's ongoing that the maps can't keep pace with. You drive down the street and you see cranes in the sky. I mean, that's the state bird, that metal crane that sits up there.
But these cranes are not building just any U.S. Main Street. They're creating the one-of-a-kind fantasy land known as the Las Vegas Strip. For while Vegas may indeed be just a one-factory town, that factory is gambling, and it runs on a 24-hour-a-day shift.
This place exists for one purpose only, and that's to part people from their money legally at the tables and at the slot machines.
In the cavernous game rooms, without windows or clocks, there will be winners and even more losers. Into the early morning hours, dice click, coins sing harmony with metal trays, and blenders whir with another drink for the gamblers who've been waiting all night for a lucky hand. Outside, neon hums and pulsates, daring hopeful tenderfoots to come in and take a chance until the dawn melts the night from the Strip. In 1995 alone, nearly 30 million tourists wandered into this beckoning desert resort and left behind over 20 billion of their hard-earned dollars. They come by car, by bus, by plane, bearing their savings like religious offerings to the great goddess of chance.
Try riding a plane to Las Vegas and listen to the people talk, and it's all optimism and euphoria because something might happen.
How does she do it, this glittering enchantress? How does she turn otherwise prudent, hard-working citizens into risk-taking gamblers?
I think Vegas was built on dreamers. The first dreamer was Bugsy Siegel. It seems that Vegas is built on that type of personality.
Guided by the hands of high-rolling visionaries, Vegas has repeatedly reinvented herself to survive in a harsh and demanding climate. From honky-tonk cowgirl to bejeweled Hollywood starlet, her face has changed with each gust of the desert wind. So often, in fact, that no two descriptions recall the same city.
I can still remember when I was a kid, just walking around here barefooted and looking for rattlesnakes and walking up and down this creek and jumping in the pool that used to be down here at this old Stewart Ranch in the early days of Las Vegas.
The first time I saw Vegas, I was a 17-year-old soldier on a troop train, and like in the distance there were some bungalows, kind of sandy-looking bungalows that said El Rancho Vegas. I said, what's that? And that's where the divorcees who can't afford Reno come to wait for their divorces.
I'm of an age where I would prefer it were the Vegas of the 60s, the place of the Sands. I would like to be able to go to the Sands and get my friend Toby DeCesar to get me a table up front, and I want to hear Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and I want that. That's what I want. But that's never going to come back again.
Las Vegas has other faces. Some she would like us to forget. Her past and her present are filled with mercenary choices. And she still hides dark secrets and associations with shadowy figures from the wrong side of the law.
Las Vegas would not be Las Vegas if it had not been for the mob. In my heart, having grown up here, I've got a very soft spot for the mob.
I've never seen a town that is so nervous about its past. It's like the woman that pretends she's been a virgin and has been to bed with 40 guys, you know. Everywhere you go, you sit down for dinner and you say to people that have lived there 50 years, you say, you know, I had lunch with Bob yesterday, and they go, did she say mob? Susie, there's no mob in Vegas. There's no mob. You know, I hate when people say there's a mob in Vegas.
Yeah, you thought every time you saw a guy with a violin case, there was a Tommy gun in there. You know, there was a hood behind every tree just looking out. That added to the mystery of Las Vegas.
Those hoods behind trees seem to be in short supply these days. But other elements of her scandalous past still linger.
As much as 5% of the people were, and still are, directly or indirectly involved in the sex trade. It is a part of Las Vegas. No one can deny that. And the corporations had to come to that reality, and they have. They just don't want to flaunt it.
You know, prostitution's a vice, gambling's a vice. I mean, you want to experience a vice, you come to vice, not vice versa.
In her latest incarnation, a favorite vice is excess. Over 15,000 miles of neon tubing line her streets. The electricity from just one of her mammoth shows could power a small town. The lobby of one of her hotels could house 9 Boeing 747s, stacked one on top of the other. Bigger, better, more outrageous are her watchwords.
I thought it would just stay a gambling town and a few hotels would go up. I never envisioned this at all. Not Paris, not anywhere in the world is there such growth and excitement and crazy. This is crazy.
But excess can have dangerous consequences. Las Vegas has always demanded that her every thirst be immediately quenched. This island in the desert lays claim to a water consumption rate of up to 300 gallons per person per day. Lack of water may be the one thing that will drain her future dry.
Anytime you're in the desert, water is going to be a primary concern. I mean, you can go back and look at the old Wild West. What did they fight over? Water. And it's still a concern here.
I mean, I actually think how many toilet flushes there are a day in this town. It's scary.
Yet the popularity of the city continues to grow as Las Vegas becomes not only an American, but an international obsession.
No matter what the press says, everybody buys into it and they can't wait to get here. No matter who they are, including the very columnists and press that criticize it. People love to come here and make fun of Las Vegas. And come again and again and again and make fun of Las Vegas, but they can't stay away.
As gambling proliferates across the nation, Vegas is beginning to define the country. She not only survives adversity, she thrives on it. Harsh environment, economic depressions, lack of natural resources, bad press. Nothing defeats her. Vegas has lightning in a bottle, and she's betting to win.
I think Las Vegas is where the American century is making its last stand. There's rah-rah, ignore the past, only look to the future, ignore the lessons of the past, and don't think about the consequences of the future.
How did this mythic city emerge from the scorched earth of the Mojave Desert? How did she grow? And what are the tantalizing secrets that keep her lovers coming back decade after decade, dollar after dollar? Who were the pioneers that first rolled the dice and took the gamble in the desert?